What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here, and it's been a while. Can you believe that this guy is making movies? I would have never thought that in my life, but it's what university has me going on right now. So I've been busy with a lot of the projects outside of YouTube, outside from Barcelona and football. So that is why I've been very kind of like inconsistent with the upload schedule here on the channel, but something that I've promised you is that I will never stop this. And today I'm gonna continue with that idea, and we're gonna be doing a video about 5 players that might be departing Barcelona this summer. I know by a fact that some of these players are gonna surprise you, so you might be wanting to stick around by the end of the video to know exactly where everyone is going to go. Some of them might leave in a permanent deal and some of them might leave in a loan, but either way the squad is gonna get thinner this summer, so let's get right into number 1. At number 1, we're gonna be going with Ivan Rakitic. I think that is somewhere written on a book, down, nailed in stone, that this guy is gonna be leaving Barcelona. It's no secret. The question is whether he's gonna be going as a surplus to requirements, he's gonna be going up by the back door, or whether we're gonna show him the respect that he deserves, because for me he has been probably the most underrated midfielder, and to that the third best midfielder in the entirety of Europe for the past 5 to 6 years. So he does deserve some sort of respect, and especially for what he has done to Barcelona. He has been the best midfielder by far since Iniesta and Xavi has left. And he has been putting amazing shifts every single week in, week out. And yes, he has some sort of kind of moments where he might just be a little bit too arrogant, or he doesn't put enough effort into the trainings or work that we want him to see on the pitch. But he overall does deserve that kind of hero's end to a very good chapter that he has had in his career at Barcelona. And all of this is supported by the sheer number of clubs that are interested in his signature. So if you ask me, where would Ivan Rakitic go when you have Juventus, AC Milan, Inter, maybe even Manchester United, all of those clubs interested in Rakitic, I would honestly tell him that either Juventus might be his best option because he's gonna be remaining competitive at the top tier of European football. But if by whatever reason Tottenham Hotspur are added to that list, because we just know that Jose Mourinho has been signed by them, Pochettino has been sacked, and the special one has always had this sort of admired for Rakitic and hardworking players, I wouldn't be surprised if Mourinho asked Daniel Levy in the summer, you know, can you give me 35 million euros to buy Rakitic out of Barcelona? And that will be a good project for Rakitic. And it could be a good job to be working with someone who understands the importance of a player like him. And Mourinho, well, certainly does that. The next player is another midfielder, and that one is Carles Aleña. And with Carles Aleña, we probably all thought that he was going to get a chance, you know, this year because we got rid of extra numbers like Rafinha and Denis Suarez. But that hasn't happened at all. He got that first start against Atletico Bilbao, and after that, we keep saying the same thing. Where has Carles Aleña gone? What did he do for him not to get played like anymore at all? He has been a complete ghost in this first half of the season, and that is something that has to change. Either Ernesto Valverde acknowledges that he has some sort of personal issue with Aleña and then he gets him back into the squad, or he goes out in loan when he will get some opportunity to continue his growth. He is a player that I will certainly only allow him to leave on a loan. We could get some sort of money and we can strike a deal kind of like what we did with Marco Cucurella of letting the player go and then have a buyback clause, but I think that being a loan is just a little bit more smart because we don't know what's going to happen next season. We don't know if Valverde is going to stay, hopefully not. I think that's a shared sentiment between all Barcelona fans. So keeping Carles Aleña in our books should continue to be our priority. But now let's go into number 3, which is going to be Jean Clair Todibo. This one has come out of absolutely nowhere. I would have never expected that Barcelona were going to get rid of some very good prospect like Todibo. Many people in France are saying that with him and Saliba, they are the biggest talents that we can see in the center back when it comes to the French national team for the future. It's really surprising. Coming up for the reasons as to why Barcelona might let go of this player, I can really not think of many apart that perhaps he's not ready or that he is not going to get the chance here at his Barcelona team. He will certainly kind of need to get game time somewhere else, and apparently going to Bayer Leverkusen with Peter Bosz as the manager, maybe one of his options. I wouldn't be too in disagreement of letting him go, but I will be very careful in the way that we make this deal happen. We will need, of course, someone else to replace him right now as the fourth center back. It could be someone new, a new player. We've been linked to people like Skriniar and people like even the league again. So that is going on. Perhaps promoting Ronald Araujo from the Barcelona B team can be a possibility. But in reality, with the potential that Todibo has, the deal has to be somewhere made that we have to have a back clause. We cannot possibly get rid of Todibo this early into his career. He's a guy with huge potential. So if he goes to Bayer Leverkusen, then he needs to come back to Barcelona somewhere else in the future. So a buyback clause has to be included, in my opinion, if we make this happen. And now quickly to move out of the last two positions, we got at first and number 4, Moussa Wague, a right back which we all thought that he was going to get the chance to be the second fiddle to Nelson Semedo this season. But then again, that hasn't happened because Valverde hasn't planned his squad well enough, or Bartomeu hasn't supported his decisions. Valverde was planning on putting Sergio Roberto in the midfield, and that was going to be it. But because we had such sheer number of midfielders, then Roberto has been pushed also as a second fiddle for right back and not Moussa Wague. I think that we've done Wague very, very dirty because he was promoted from Barcelona B. He has not been playing any of the games this season for them, and instead he has just been rotting in the bench. He might get his first chance against Leganés and might be a very good one to kind of provide him with some confidence, to get him a move somewhere else, or even to provide Valverde with good reasons to keep him, and whether we need somewhere extra in the summer or no, and just keep Roberto as a midfielder, and then Wague can finally exert his pace as a second fiddle fullback for Nelson Semedo. And last but not least, we're going to be talking about Riqui Puig. Riqui Puig, by no means whatsoever, should be sold. Like, no reason whatsoever. No buyback clause, no nothing. A loan, though, it's different. I think that if we continue to keep Riqui Puig in Barcelona B, which is in the third tier division of Spanish football, this guy is gonna get, like, his ankles are gonna get clapped, and that is not good for absolutely anyone. At this young of an age, which is also my age, which sounds redundant, this guy cannot be suffering those sort of injuries because it would just stall his career completely. He needs to play football, and that's it. And I think that it's time for him to get bigger quality. If that's not gonna happen at Barcelona, then it has to happen somewhere else. Apparently, Real Zaragoza has been called out as the main suitors for them, and they have already inquired for his services. In all honesty, guys, I do not know what type of football Real Zaragoza play nowadays. It's been a while since we've seen them in the first division, and I do believe that if you cannot blame me for following like second tier Spanish football. I don't do that. that's not my interest, so I couldn't tell you exactly if it's gonna be a fit for him in the footballistic reasons. If I was up to Barcelona to find him somewhere he could go, I will certainly be looking at some maybe Ajax if we can, or maybe some team that plays like that, somewhere like maybe Leverkusen again, just somewhere, but certainly bigger quality. I think that even giving him a chance to play at somewhere like Celta de Vigo, Real Betis, or I don't know, Granada, Osasuna might be good for him, even because it will teach him how to get experience in the Spanish league, and then after that we can figure out what to do with them, with all of these players next season, because hopefully we're gonna have a new manager and he will have to reassess the squad. So hopefully, guys, you have enjoyed this video. If you have, be sure to drop us a like and leave us a subscribe in the comment box down below. Tell me what would you do with this sort of players. So tell me what would you do this summer. Would you bring anybody in? These departures, I think, will be good for the squad because it will give us some sort of breathing air to just play without having to worry too much about decisions when it comes to team selection. It would just be like, okay, you are the starter in this position and then you're the second one, and that's it. Right now we have like several different players for several different positions, and that's not healthy. I just think that reducing the squad can be good. It'd be good, healthy. I do not think that Barcelona will, by doing so, will affect their chances of going for the Champions League or the La Liga or the Copa del Rey or Super Cup or whatever. I think that right now with Valverde, all of our chances are the same, and whatever we do with the squad won't change anything. So see you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.